What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and today we are talking about Reactive Network at the request of Easy Money. Shout out to Easy Money for the request. Reactive Network, I know not of its fundamentals, but Easy, you did give me a little bit of the Spark notes here. Let me see here. What did you say? You said description of the coin. Parallel. It's not paralyzed, like parallelized. Interoperability execution layer for EVM ecosystems, bringing the next generation of smart contracts to life. So it sounds like a layer 2, probably. Maybe it's a good layer 2. I don't know. I don't know why it says couldn't find any data. Let's refresh this. Sometimes CoinMarketCap glitches out for me. Let's see here. Come on now. Show me the data. Load up the data. We're going to get it here pretty soon. There we go. Okay, so self-reported market cap, something to be aware of, right? 13-cent price, all-time historical data. You're at new all-time highs now. Market cap is self-reported, so it's not. Okay, anyways, max supply is 500 million, total circulating right now 375. Not bad. Very low market cap. Very low market cap. Decent volume on these pumps. Love to see it. What I like about this chart, and this chart says you're at new all-time highs altogether, but this chart has more history. Whatever. We'll go off of this chart. What I like about this chart is you clearly have a high here, a higher high here, and another higher high here. Higher highs and higher lows all along the way. You've got this nice parallel channel going forward. You know, the difference here is that here you found one peak and you came down. Here you found one peak and you came down. Here you're getting peak after peak after peak, where typically you would find resistance here, with the rest of the market looking frothy, looking like everything wants to break out and move higher. I wonder how's Cake doing. Still chilling. Everything looks like it wants to move higher. I would assume that you are about to break out of this trend. Even though you typically do find resistance up here, I think you're about to break out to the upside. And I'm sure if we look at some of these other indicators, we'll find that to be true. If you guys hear anything that sounds like running back and forth, it's just my 3.5-year-old little girl who is playing. Well, she's setting things up. Let's just say she's making a fort and stuff. She's looking at me because she knows I'm talking about her. But she's behaving. She's being quiet. Thank you. This is my last video for the day, and then we're gonna play all damn day. We got some stuff to do. Anyways, daily time frame. We are getting overbought in the RSI right now. Pretty positive. The last couple of times that you have hit these areas where you found resistance, you have been overbought. Last time you were at this exact level, actually. The time before that, you were at higher levels. I would think you probably go to these higher levels. You probably do achieve something that's above like 88, maybe even above a 90. You could see the highest readings that you've ever seen, which might make sense, right? If you're pulling off a move that takes you to a breakout point of this here, it might be a stronger move, and you're in the midst of a pretty strong move now. This could be the strongest move you've ever seen, right? Imagine this continues up. You're like halfway through it. You would definitely see the strongest move undeniably. This is a pretty strong move here relative to your all-time history, but this would be notably stronger. How much have you seen so far? How much growth have we seen from your lows? Lows back in June of this year to where you are now, you're up about 8x. Nice. So the fact that you've done this since June really gets me excited. It actually really does get me excited. Your whole chart is like one giant inverse head and shoulders pattern. Do you see it? And you're about to break out right now. What's crazy is, and not financial advice, not a financial advisor, if this does perform like an inverse head and shoulders pattern, you should see an immaculate pump. Like a truly immaculate pump. You're probably breaking out right now. Would it be here? Maybe it is all the way up here. That's your high. I feel better about that being your high than this being your high. It could be this. You're just not breaking out. So let's say that this is your high. I'd rather be conservative. Let's say this is your high, and you've only just recently broken out. Okay. That would imply then that you have a move going up to about 82 cents. You're at 13.6 cents now. You have fantastic growth ahead of you. Okay. Again, do your own research if you want to invest in this project. Do your own research, but it does seem as though something's going on here. Easy Money pointing out the easy money, man. Looking really good on the stochastics, on the MACD, and the RSI overall. Even though you're at an area that you rejected last time, I think that you do continue higher. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame and then zoom out from there. 1 hour time frame. Yes, very bullish. Right? Higher lows, flat top, something's got to give, and it's probably going to give to the upside. We look at the indicators, and while you have cooled off, you found resistance at your overbought zone multiple times. You haven't rejected. Typically, if you're getting overbought and then you find resistance at the overbought zone, typically that's condemning to at least some kind of correction. But your correction has just been upward sloping consolidation. That's all it is. You're actually very bullishly postured here. So I love seeing that. Stochastics look good as well. Reluctant to be bearish. In the MACD, even though you're building bearish momentum, overall you're very bullish. I like all those indicators on the 1 hour. The 4 hour time frame here, a little bit of bearish divergence on the MACD. Let's be fair, but that's okay. It's the 4 hour time frame. It might not be respected as well. The RSI is showing some bullish or bearish divergence as well. Did I say bullish? I meant bearish if I said bullish divergence on the MACD. It's bearish divergence. You know, these indicators, I will say, are implying that we'd go lower if we're being fair. Maybe you don't have bearish divergence actually, right? Because think about it like this. Here's your lower highs right here. You had a high and a higher high here. There's your bearish divergence playing out. Well, if it already played out, then what's this? How could this further diverge from it? I don't think it is. You have higher highs. Maybe you're not bearish diverging actually, which is good. Maybe you had that here with your MACD too. Maybe you're not. So maybe you don't have bearish divergence actually. I take it back. We'll see. Again, the 4 hour MACD, it's not as validating as the daily would be. I think you're going to move up higher, man. Let's pretend I'm wrong. Let's pretend you do move down, okay? There's a couple of things that you do typically, right, in these kind of situations where I still believe you're going to break out. Even if you move down, you're still going to break out to the upside, okay? I think you're going to break out of this parallel channel to the upside. I don't have the lines drawn the best, but you can see it's pretty obvious that it is pretty parallel, right? You do one of two things typically, or one of three things whenever you break out of a parallel channel to the upside, okay? One, you consolidate like this right below it, and then you break out. Two, you rip right through it. Three, you find resistance like you normally do, but you don't go all the way down to the base of the trend line here. You actually find support at like the midway point, and then you come back up, showing that you're doing something different, therefore something different will transpire afterwards, right? Like this, except something that continues, not something that follows through to the downside, right? So we'd be looking for some support down probably at about 11 cents. Yeah, probably 11 cents, 10.7 cents, something in that area if we were to go lower. Let me just look at this from a low to a high real quick. 10.6 cents, 10.5 cents at the lowest, okay? That would be my expectation. If we find resistance here, if we are to go down, that would be the expectation. But instead, I don't think that's what's going to happen. And clearly, we're not doing option 2 where we just rip through it. I think we're doing option 1, which is you're consolidating here just below it like this, and then you're going to rip through. So I do think we're going to break out to the upside. What transpires after that is really hard to conclude because this chart's just so new. It's so new. Like I could take this all-time high to low, and we could project out, but are we going to respect these extensions? I don't know. This is just day one mania. You did respect that gold, man. You actually have respected these fibs. Look at that, pretty damn well. So I bet you do respect the extensions. In which case, 56 cents would be your minimum target. $1.45 would be your maximum target. That's your primary target zone. Will you go higher? Probably by the end of the market. Probably. Again, running with this idea of an inverse head and shoulders pattern. Hold on, real quick, you guys. Knock that off, please. While I'm doing this, just knock that off. Okay, thank you. I mean, that would call it, yeah, 82 cents. It's all right there. Just because it lines up with the 1414 doesn't mean that we have to go there. And typically, measure moves are just ideas. You can fall short. You can exceed them either way. But I would expect that we probably go just above the 1414 if we hit it. We probably don't stop at it, in which case $1 psychological resistance right there. I think the next target area is $1. You're at 13.60 right now, 13.6 cents. $1 makes sense to me. That's probably where you're going to go. But again, it's such a new chart. You could stop at a random price. You could blast through all of this. I don't know. You've got such a low market cap here at $51 million. This price could see a 10x like that. You know, like you could see crazy stuff going all the way up to $1.45. You could see more than that. You could see half that. It's hard to guess. But if I had to guess, I think you're somewhere between 56 to $1.45, likely around $1 by the end of this month of October. I don't have, and I think you're going to start breaking out here pretty soon. As fun as this has been, I bet that you have a lot more coming in a very short amount of time. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.